Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Compass Curiosities. I am excited tonight because I can finally introduce Mr. Ian Murphy as my co-host for Compass of Curiosities. You know him, you love him, you put up with him.
Not everybody loves me, but yeah.
But
cheers, everybody.
I'm so thankful to have Ian with me. And we have a very, very, very special guest for our first show together. Ian and I have done multiple shows together, but this is the first time that it's officially him as a co-hosting duty.
I was so thrilled when you invited me to co-host COC. COC. I'm honored.
Now you're making me blush.
Yeah, well, honestly, my COC usually does make people blush, especially their intro to it. But to bring it back to a more appropriate place for the evening, as you were saying, we have a phenomenal guest tonight.
Before we get into that, let's jump into some of our sponsors here real quick. Mr. Murphy, would you like to kick off?
Warner Paranormal Preservation Society can be found at warnerparanormal.com. You come check us out. We have multiple locations that we're actually renting out for the 2025 year. The funds do go back to the locations for the preservation and historical, preservation, or what's the word when you fix stuff up?
Renovation.
Restoration,
renovation.
All right, and welcome Dani. No, she just ran off camera.
Yeah, she just ran out of the room.
A heart attack. But you can find us at warnerparanormal.com. We have 4 events coming up in the 2025 year.
We're going
to have one pretty much every quarter. They're going to be major events. Definitely check us out also at Warner Paranormal Preservation Society on Facebook. Really looking forward to the 2025 year.
It's going to be a good one for Warner WPPS. We're going to be well represented up in Maine in September.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so, we have Matt Warner and us going up there. Rob is here.
Rob's here.
All right.
Dad's here.
Yep, got to make sure that we're treating Dani nice on the show.
Right.
Otherwise, we'll get yelled at.
Exactly. All right, so, Ian, I'll let you handle this one unless you want me to.
I want to hear what you have to say about this.
So, Kimberly Ann Empowerment Photography.
For those of you who don't know, that's actually my wife's boudoir photography company.
Yes, sir. And I've known Ian and Kim for quite a long time prior to us getting into the podcast business and game and everything like that. And when Kim said she was picking up a camera and going to be doing photography, I was kind of like, oh, okay, we'll see how it is. My wife actually had a shoot done with her, and my God. Now, my wife's beautiful as it is, but holy hell. What Kim is able to do behind that lens is absolutely amazing. And I have seen it hands down time and time again with the clients that Kim brings into her studio. And it is absolutely fantastic, absolutely amazing, and hands down some of the best photography I have seen out there. So definitely, even if you're not in the New England area, definitely look into Kim. She's actually willing to travel, as you know, Ian, since you're headed down to West Virginia or Virginia here soon.
I actually am not. This is going to be a girls' trip. She's doing a massive West Virginia trip at a very old historic building. We aren't allowed to use the P or the H word with the building because of town regulations and things like that. However, there are reports of abnormalities occurring at the location. And so she's doing a 2-day weekend trip down there. You can check her out at KimberlyAnnEmpowerment.com or Kimberly Ann Empowerment on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or at least for the next 90 days on TikTok.
For now.
Yep.
But no, it's absolutely great. My wife Nicole has done a lot of the BTS stuff for Kim, and it
behind the scenes. Just call it behind the scenes. Don't abbreviate that. Sounds a little too much like another BSD.
BDSM, BTSD.
Yeah, so she does a lot of the behind the scenes. All right, next sponsor.
Next. Oh, I'll let you take this one. This is a shit show. Don't watch it.
I bought this show with the money from the other show, so I'm co-host now. Next sponsor.
He bought his way in.
You on this shit.
Oh, good Lord. I'm glad you can make it back to the inauguration, Elon.
All right, Small Town Productions.
Small Town Productions, Mr. Larry Eisler III. Fantastic work on video productions, photography, editing, everything like that. So if you have anything that you need done, definitely check out and reach out to Larry at Small Town Productions. I can't speak more highly of his work. Him and I are working right now to get me an intro and an outro video. So that'll be coming here soon, and we'll see what happens with that. So the next one we have coming up is Jeff's Traveling Boards of Wonder. And I know Jeff's in the chat room right now with his wife, fiance, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, Ashley. He is also the organizer of the Maine Paranormal and Horror Con in September. Jeff has a traveling museum of talking boards, Ouija boards, whatever you like to call them, spirit boards. He has gathered a vast collection over the years of what he's doing and everything. So definitely, if he's at an event, check that out. And like I said, the Maine Paranormal and Horror Con. This is not the updated one because I did this earlier, but this has not been removed. So September 6th and 7th, 2005, at the Augusta Civic Center in Maine. Okay, this was not updated at all, and I did that, so it didn't save. Anyways, the Maine Paranormal and Horror Con, while I gather myself here for some reason, has a great lineup. You have John Zaffis, you have CJ Graham, you have Bob Elmore, you have
Matt Warner, Russ Stiver, Ian Murphy.
Those people too. Jeremy Cotter is going to be there doing a roundtable for was that a Rob that I just saw peeking?
No, it looked like Slender Man walking around
right
at Danny's house.
Oh my God. She is so embarrassed. I don't know why, but anyway, so September 6th and 7th, 2025, up here in Augusta, Maine. I say up here like I'm there, but I'm 3 hours away. But
and I mean, it's up. We're up in the same region for most of the people. But guys, make sure you check out mainparahorror.com to get your tickets.
Definitely. So, guys, for the moment of the night, we will definitely. Hey, Damien, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming in.
Without further ado,
I mean, I'm at a loss of words tonight for some reason. I don't know why. I'm tripping.
you're finding a lot of words. They're just not good ones. So
they're not put together correctly, cohesively.
All right. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our guest for the evening, our very own Get Haunted social media mogul and just absolute master of that domain, Dani.
She is a force to be reckoned.
You guys know her from Divination with Dani. You also know her from Sensing with Your Senses and quite a few other shows and series, not only on the Get Haunted Network, but also through different various events where she's been a presenter for different methodologies and different approaches to paranormal investigation. So I'd like to welcome to the panel, Dani Marie.
Hi. That was the most beautiful intro I think I've ever received. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I just got to say, Ashley just made a comment in the chat saying, Ian is making you flustered. No, Ashley, he's not making me flustered. He actually still has sleeves on. So I'm not at the fluster stage.
I have a gnarly wound right here that I'm not going to show.
Bro.
It's grisly. I'm not going to lie. So I'm wearing a sleeve because I'm actually I have a pretty big ouchie going on right there that I didn't want people to look at.
Did you get stabbed again, Ian?
I did not. No. No, this was my own doing.
Backstage before the show, we were talking about battle wounds and everything like that, and Ian's just running down a list of I
learned a lot about Ian backstage. Actually, I had no idea.
Look, I'm a very happy guy, and I'm a very peaceful person. And there was a long road to get
until you're not.
It was a long road to get there, but I've earned it. I've earned the laughter. I've earned the smiles. I've earned the happiness.
All right, so Dani, Divination with Dani. What came? How did that idea brew in your head to do that?
For Divination with Dani?
Yeah.
Well, really, okay. So I had always, maybe since I was like 15. That's when I got my first tarot deck, right? So I'd always loved that whole aspect of divination, of like the, you know, the mysterious side. I always thought of like I had, and I know this might sound horrible, but I was like always pictured like gypsies and traveling, and I just, that really excited me. So like that kind of thing always kind of stayed with me.
I think the appropriate term is Roma.
Roma, sorry. So Roma.
The other one's a bit of a slur.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm so sorry. So the Roma.
I'm offended. No.
No, but like, so like I always loved that, the feel of that energy, right? And I would always try to like carry that into everything. And then as things moved on, I realized that I had kind of, do you ever get one of those moments in your life where you kind of feel like you lost yourself a little bit? Right?
Should have had a VA.
What happened, right?
No, not me.
I sat down and I was like, well, what am I missing? What little spark can I bring back, right? And tarot. I had not really picked up my tarot decks the way I used to. And I was like, okay, I'm really going to do this. And the more I got into it, the more I realized I'm still in my comfort zone. You don't learn anything in your comfort zone. You don't even get close to learning something new in your comfort zone. So social media for me is kind of, I am terrified usually, right? Of like all of this, even before my shows, I'm nervous, like everything. How are you going to push yourself, right? Okay, well, let's start a Facebook page. And then the opportunity came up for a show. Let's start a show. If I'm going to learn, everyone's going to learn with me. And you know what? It's either going to crash and burn or I'm going to grow. So I took that leap with it. And I feel like so far, I feel like it's doing pretty good. So that's where Divination with Dani came from. Just this wanting to reconnect with myself and wanting to be able to push myself to be more, to be a better human, to like have that one subject that I can really dive into. And even if I'll never be an expert, I'm still learning every day from it. So,
but are there really experts? That's the question.
No. You know what? And anyone that ever says they are, I always tell people, like, you know what? You should always go to multiple, like, don't ever just stick to one person. But also, if someone claims to be an expert in something, back up a little bit and ask yourself why they're claiming to be an expert, because there's always room for growth and nobody knows everything. So,
Ian's loading up over here. I just saw it in his face. He's loading up. I know he is.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw grenades at Dani.
I mean, you kind of want to. I mean, I knew coming on here that that's a potential, right? So
no, I wouldn't do that to you.
No, I'll just throw on my way. Don't worry.
Yeah. So Russ, based on Dani saying there's no experts, how do you feel about these special guests that are experts at different?
I never single guest I have ever.
So I don't want him to say anything that could get him in trouble because I triggered him. That was entirely my fault that he even started that sentence, and I wasn't going to let him finish it on the video. But Dani, you did bring up a couple of things that I want to touch on, right? There's a few things I think that you specifically, in the spheres in which you travel, right? Mm-hmm. You bring some things to the table. You definitely start different conversations that I'm used to having, right? So one of my first experiences with you was the sensing with your senses, right? Yes. That whole, when you guys came up to Massachusetts, and you actually were the one that gave me language for the type of attunement I have, right?
We know what type of attunement you have.
Claircognition, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't have language around that because I just kind of always just knew stuff, right? Like it wasn't, I didn't do the research. I didn't have, an affinity for these particular things. And I just kind of knew stuff. And so I've, in the past year or so, have watched you kind of move through phases and cycles, right?
Yeah.
And you brought up two things just a minute ago that speak to that, like, experience you've had over the past year, right? Mm-hmm. You brought up the social media being a stretch for you, right? Oh, so for me, the social media has never been a stretch. It's actually been a nuisance. I find it to be...
Ian can go to a bar and make friends anywhere. He doesn't need social media.
And I've done it in almost every city I've been in. But
the last time Ian and I were out, he invited me out to get a drink to talk
Yeah, how'd that
and
go?
everything. Next thing I know, he's
great.
talking to the people across the bar
Oh, I
next
love
to
when
me.
that happens. Because you get like the best conversations and like things you would never think of on your own come up, and it's a phenomenal time. I love when
It
that
really
it's
is.
irrelevant. It's irrelevant to your everyday life. If you're out there experiencing stuff, you just have that moment of like freedom and movement. So like you can just really embrace whatever part of yourself or whatever aspect you want to explore in that moment.
Meanwhile, I'm just sipping my
With no
beer, just like,
repercussions.
But here's the thing, in real life, I love that. I totally dig that. I'm one of those people that I'll go and make friends wherever I'm at in real
Yeah.
life. But when it comes to social media, it's a whole other monster for me. And I feel like it's because I'm missing, you know what it is? It just hit me. So when you're with somebody in person, I know, sorry, I just got really
we're having
excited.
epiphanies
No,
now.
no, this is awesome. This is awesome.
When you're in person with somebody, everybody throws like you're basically energy, right? You're vibing all the time. You're throwing energy out, you're taking energy in.
Yep.
When you're face to face with somebody, you're not only reading the language of their body or the sounds that they're making that are coming out of their mouth, but like you're also
Cool.
okay. Well,
Not the words, just
call
the
it.
sound. We're talking about something completely different, guys.
Loud noises.
Whole realm of noises that people make. Just saying.
All right,
But,
I'm watching that.
but like you're also reading the energy without realizing that you're reading their energy,
Yeah.
right? So like a lot,
Yep.
like that's where the people that are in tune know when someone's lying without them having to be told that the other person's lying, or know when someone's hiding or like saying like a half truth kind of a thing. You're reading the energy. I don't get that from the social media aspect. Like I have a hard time pulling that part of it, and I have a hard time then relating. So I think that's where my social media thing is.
So it's funny, is the first time I met you two, I had a conversation around this and kind of where I think it comes from. Because the whole reading the room and knowing a liar when you hear one immediately, I feel like is more of a trauma response and a key indicator of autism. But like, I don't want to put that on anybody.
Ian, what's your past life trauma?
I got plenty of current life. I'm not digging deeper than I have to. I'm not borrowing from yesterday for problems tomorrow. But so when you say that social media has been that obstacle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really has for me.
You lack context. You lack the social cues of context.
Yes.
In social media. So for me, I've actually found that social media is just an echo chamber. And so if I'm sad, the world's sad with me. If I'm happy, the world's happy with me. I find it to be a complete and utter lie. Like it's a masquerade.
I know this conversation. I think we've had it before.
Yeah, we have quite a few times.
The thing with social media too, but you're only seeing what people want you to see on a social media platform.
It's so incredibly cultivated. And as someone that cultivates their in-person personas, right? Because if I were to let my autism flag fly like unabashed,
yeah,
which I do occasionally, but it makes everyone incredibly awkward. Like it makes because I will confront people with levels of honesty and directness that is very taboo in society.
Then you know where your true friends lie, though, too.
Oh, I do. The people around me endure me, and I respect them for it. So,
Ian, I'm going to show you one thing real quick,
no.
and your reaction is going to fucking be everything.
Okay. Yeah. This is a perfect example. So Russ was in a little bit of a jam at one point, and he may or may not have surrendered particular autonomies.
Ended up in silver bracelets.
Yes.
Right.
And I was the call.
Oh.
Right.
He was the call because you have 3 friends in your life that you can depend on, and I know he is.
Yeah, and if I had to hook a chain up to the back of my truck at the time and yank out a window, I would have. But so I collected his effects because it was going to be a minute. I couldn't get him out right then. Yeah. And I brought it home. And to his wife, I said something along the lines of, well, we at least no, he's not going to hang himself because they took his belt. And I gave her the belt. That is not apparently what you're supposed to say to someone's wife.
Probably not.
However, I will say the other person in the room laughed hysterically. Yeah.
When I heard this story the next day, I was dying laughing because I'm like, yeah, that's Ian.
It's so
yeah, and so, but I think too, there's being someone that does try to cultivate and become palatable on like when I go to work, right? Like I can't be that version of me. I can't be that like genuine, honest version of me. I worked in finance entirely too long. I was, a financial advisor at one point, and I worked for a pretty large institution. And that type of behavior doesn't get you far, right? So I've had to cultivate different personas for different circumstances for a while. And the one thing I think that why social media alienates me so much, and why it is a monster to me, but in a very different way, is that there's nothing positive really that I see from first world social media. Now, I put that little asterisk in there pretty specifically because you see massive social revolutions in countries that are actually dealing with like horrific oppression and issues and things like that, and they're able to overthrow. I'm not going to quote it. Don't worry, Russ. But in a situation where like a dead phone battery is considered like
life-ending
tragedy for people, because that's the world we live in. That's the bubble we're in. Is like a dead phone. Trust me, if I had to go to the bathroom and my phone was dead, that would be tragic for me. That would be like the worst thing that happened in the day. Like if I have Chipotle and my phone.
Oh no, going back to reading shampoo bottles.
Like, going to be a very boring trip to the bathroom.
It's terrible. And so when people get online with that kind of stuff, it becomes this like, oh no, I'm going to empower you to be a victim right now. Like, and that kills me. Like, because I've talked to Russ about it, right? Like, and again,
multiple times.
Hey Russ, what's my name in your phone?
Oh no.
What's my name in your phone, Russ?
You have an
honest asshole.
Oh, I love that.
So he would post this shit online, and I'd be like, Russ, you realize it's the same 6 people that are encouraging you to feel like shit about your situation. And it's the same 6 people reveling in your drama and your suffering. And they're just encouraging you to be the same person that puts himself in the same situation over and over again to go through the same thing so that they can post their support
to make themselves feel better.
Know that they're your buddy.
You
don't know these people.
No. It's like this weird, what's the word? I called it the other day. Shit, I can't remember. But it's because that level of victimhood is an easier place to vibe. It is. It's just it's an easier, the vibrational level of that is easier. So it's easier to stay in that. And then you get the sympathy from people. Oh, poor you, whatever. Yeah. And that gives you like this little spike of, oh, that feels good to have someone worry about me, right? But like, there's so much more gratification in pushing yourself out of a victimhood. So there's people that stay in those bubbles. Yeah.
You get that growth. And it goes to what you're saying about comfort zones. If you sit in that comfort zone and you're comfortable being this person who just interacts looking for validation, external validation, and that becomes a comfort zone.
It does. And you don't go anywhere in a comfort zone.
I got one of the best pieces of advice. Anybody out there, if you're ever looking for a TED Talk, you ever want to look at like a commencement speech or anything, a gentleman by the name of RJ Jenkins.
Oh.
I actually know him personally. He's actually a very good friend of mine. We were at Columbia at the same time together. Gave me one of the best pieces of advice I could ever get. And it's when you're in the shit of it and you're commiserating with your friends, walk away from the groups who tell you how they have it worse.
Oh.
I know how you're feeling, but this is what happened to me.
I have a 12-page paper due tomorrow. Oh man, I know exactly what you're going through. I have a 13-page paper due tomorrow.
The one-uppers.
Dude,
And
I know exactly.
And it's not just the one-upping. It's the I'm with you,
But feel bad for me too.
but feel bad for me too. And that's what it is. And those people are the ones that, yeah, Rob's got 14.
What the
14 pages, because I said 12.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, what the
and so it's not even just that they're diminishing what you're going through by saying they have slightly more, but the other side of it is they can't actually voice what they're actually going through because they feel like in order to be valid, they have to be going through as much or more than you to discuss it in the moment.
Yeah, that's.
And
they need to feel like they're on top and shit rolls downhill. And they're like, no, I have the ultimate worst thing going on right now.
Or I have just enough to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
Conversation or pissing contest or just.
Yeah.
I don't. But like, at what point? Like, that doesn't feel good, right? Do you ever walk away from those conversations and feel good? I know I don't. Like, everyone.
I've walked away from conversations with Ian before going, I need to reevaluate my life, and not in a bad way.
But in a good way, right?
But in a way of like...
It was uncomfortable the entire time.
No one has ever been that honest with me and said it right to my face. I mean, it happened at Gettysburg when him and I were there. Him and I had a very long conversation in the parking lot at 11 o'clock at night.
The thing is, like, I love that you guys have that friendship where you can do that. I feel like we need to normalize being honest with our friends, being like, bro, I love you, but
Honestly,
X, Y, and Z happened, and maybe you should have thought about it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to even.
Danny, honesty is way more important than support.
Yep.
It really, because it gives you the power to take your own power back too. Like, okay, I can acknowledge I did something bad. Let me fix what I can, apologize for what I have to, and learn from everything. And you get a power from that. You regain personal power from an experience where someone was being honest with you. If someone just pats you on the back or says, oh, poor boy, like, you don't gain anything from that.
Yes, Damien, it is.
Is that the pumpkin homebrew?
Yes, Damien.
I need to try this.
That's actually the orange one, but yeah.
Ooh.
No, and all right, so we just derailed.
We got way off track there, but I mean, hey, it was a good conversation.
We didn't get so far off because as we talk about social media, as we talk about how people interact, I'm excited to talk about your new project.
Yes.
Which, I mean, I'm not going to say I feel like I was copied or...
we get moderated, get social. Get Haunted was the first, so maybe we're all copying.
I mean, we're all just kind of different variations of piracy. But no, you have a new show coming out, Get Social.
Yes.
Here's the ball, and it's coming down the hill.
Yes. So Sandy,
tell us about that.
Yeah. So Sandy and I are 2/3 of the social media team for Get Haunted. Sarah Jane, I don't know if she's still on the side, but she is our fearless leader in social media. She, when she first came onto the scene, she freaking she just brought everything to life with social media. And Sandy and I came on board to help out with that. And it's been an honor to work with her and to see how she interacts with people and just watching how you can take a community and you can uplift them and you can grow with them and you can be proud of everybody. So,
Ernie, is that coming with a TVMA rating?
NC-17. And see, everybody, this is what we do on the Get Haunted Network. You have people come in that can make the guests crack up.
Yes.
And you know,
Rob's looking to get packed.
Are we going to give him a link? What
Rob's going to get packed.
Oh, he's going to be the first packer.
Oh my God.
No, he's going to be packed. That's how you do it.
Oh,
get packed. And Rob's going to get packed. Right.
Ian, you have officially made Dani cry on live air.
So not much going on with that statement right there. I don't know where to begin.
Dissect it how you will.
In the end, that's where you get started.
Get packed and get stacked. Jesus Christ.
That's a good slogan. That should be on a shirt, some mugs. Yeah. Yes.
No, it should be on a shirt.
With a tramp stamp.
It should just be on the lower tail of a shirt.
Rob, you're listening still. Make this happen.
Oh, you know what? You could do get stacked up here.
Up top and get packed
down below. Or you could do get stacked in the front and then get packed in the back.
I love the options.
There's just so many iterations of this.
We're just snowballing here. It's fine.
Anyway. So your show, right? Your
Get Social.
Get Social, yes.
Yes, Get Social.
Yes, that one.
So Sandy and I really appreciated how there was this ability, and Sarah's this. You've seen how she's a natural with just she just that opportunity to uplift people, to give them their voice, to give them that moment to realize they can do something for themselves. Like that's such a powerful moment. And Sandy and I would watch her do this and we just in awe. Like she does this so naturally because this is something she truly believes in. And we wanted to take some little aspect of that and like push it into our end of the social media, try to like help. Like we wanted to expand that where we could, because we thought it was such an important aspect of bringing the community together. So that's kind of what Get Social is going to be. It's not only going to be bringing all of what Get Haunted is, all of our events, all of our announcements, all of who we interact with to everybody. It's also going to be bringing the community together. So we're going to we want to find people who have teams or who have locations that want to be spotlighted, to get their name out there, and maybe in some way our show can help someone make a connection that they wouldn't have otherwise made, or have friends with two different groups that wouldn't have otherwise gotten together, and maybe they end up having a really cool event out of it. And we want to help facilitate that fact that you can do anything. The sky is the limit. You're the only thing is holding you back is you saying that you can't do something. Of course you can do something. We're trying to show you that there's a lot of love out there. There's a lot of support out there. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of times people hit brick walls. I know I did a lot in my beginnings of paranormal. So many doors slammed in my face and so many people saying I couldn't do this or I couldn't do that. And I'm like, well, no, why can't I? Like that's
people.
Right? Yeah. So
I mean, that's one of the great reasons that I love Get Haunted is because of the amount of support. And you have this, like, between the social network page that we have on Facebook that's public to everybody out there, to our group chat of the other co-hosts and shows that are in there, the support that is coming out of these conversations is just absolutely fantastic.
It is
hands down.
It feels more like, I know it sounds so cliche, but it feels like a family. Like there are people
there. It's a dysfunctional family reunion. That's exactly what it is.
But the thing is, we do we help each other out. If someone has a moment
in that chat.
What was that?
I said there are
drunkles?
Drunk uncles in that chat.
There's drunkles in there.
But at the end of the day, we literally will help each other up off the floor if we need to, or if someone needs something in a hot, in a pinch, we're there. It's not even a question. Like we help each other because we know when it comes our time, someone will be there for us. So.
Always. There's always someone to pick you up. I mean, even if you don't want to be picked up, you're just like, let me lay here,
Even to like, I know I've had it already where it's like those days where you feel like I'm going to throw in the towel. I don't know why the hell I'm doing this anymore. And you just like one little word in that chat and you have 5 million reasons to remember why you started doing this in the first place. And then it's a nice little pick me up sometimes too,
Well,
and that's fantastically put, Sarah.
Aww.
And I'll say this, it's not all supported. There's honesty in there.
Yes.
Because I mean, we had one person say like, oh, I wanted to do these little, BTS things. And a few of us piped up and we're like, hey, that's probably not going to work. Right. And it wasn't a space where that was an attack. It wasn't a space where that was demeaning. No. It was a space where like an actual conversation could happen about like, hey, you could do that, but here are a couple of alternatives. And it wasn't a situation where it was like, no, don't do it, you suck. It was just, here's a couple of alternatives
Logistics.
to what you were saying. What you said might not give you enough of what you need. Here's what might actually work. Right. And so it's definitely a, behind the scenes material. Of course, Rob.
Yeah, Rob. I mean, come on.
BTSM, behind the scenes material. And so, that's definitely a very cool chat to be a part of.
Yeah,
and Denise just said in the chat that, I get it. These hosts out there, because there's a plethora of us, ranging from all walks of life.
Are we at like 38?
I'm not exactly.
There are a lot.
But I mean, everyone brings their own concept, their own design, their own mentality, and their own personality to what they do. And the great thing about the chat that we have going on, and you can screenshot this and send it to anybody you want to, but we are a family. We can be honest with each other, and we can honestly be like, hey, we don't think that's a good idea. This is a good way to approach it.
Yeah.
And
honesty's appreciated though too, and it's never done in a dick way, or sorry, in a bad way. It's
I'm sorry, it's never done in a way that would be interpreted as you being a cunt. It's
what the fuck?
Bro,
I'm gonna go for it. We're not on cable. We're not on cable. Use the word you want to use, Danny. Just
all right. Well, thank you. I didn't know, and I don't know how many slipped out before that anyway. So.
A cunt, Rob. A cunt. Don't be a cunt.
Do one of your best Peaky Blinder accent.
What's actually funny, right, is I was on with Damien, and I slipped right into it the other night. He and I were speaking for like an hour and a half after he came on my show. And it wasn't even intentional, right? I just heard him going for a little bit. And so I slip right back into mine. And I try not to have it because the wife hates it. She thinks it's fake, right? Because all my grandparents speak like this, right? They're all dead now, but they were the ones that pretty much raised me. And so I grew up with an Irish accent, with a brogue. And and none of the kids understood me in school. So I had to learn how to speak like an American. And then I moved down south, and I learned how to speak like the folks down south because I was working in sales. And man, you can't make a sale down south unless you know how to speak like them. And once you do, they will invite you over for cobbler with grandma, and you will have one hell of a night. Let me tell you what.
Get yourself some sweet tea and some plate, and you're good to go.
Sweet tea and some cobbler, man. That will take you to heaven.
Ian and I, fun story is Ian and I actually lived 5 minutes apart from each other in North Carolina, and we never knew it. Yeah, this was prior to us meeting.
Years later, we met. Like 7 years after we were there, we met.
Get the heck out. The universe was like, no, these guys are going to be friends one way or another.
I was living in Ohio. My mother lived in North Carolina. I moved to North Carolina to the Winston-Salem area. And Ian frequented a bar that I frequented because it was right up the street from my mom's place. Okay. And then
4th Street?
Little John's.
Or the Opera House. Oh, okay, yep.
And
I frequented a lot of bars in Winston-Salem.
We did. But
no. The one would kick me out, and I'd just go to the next.
But like Ian and I got into a conversation one day, and I was like, "Yeah, I used to go to Little John's all the time, go play pool, watch the games, everything like that." He's like, "Little John's." He was like, "That was right down the street from my place," and I was like, "No shit." Like you got this is literally before him and I had even met.
It became a Black Bear.
Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Oh shit.
So, but and then I moved to Massachusetts, and he was one of the first people I met. And here we are 8 years later.
Oh, boy. Yeah, Damien's talking about the evening in which he and I spoke.
Yeah.
This side chat, I'm telling you.
The side chat's
we are getting completely off topic here. This is all about you, Dani. I am so sorry.
I'm loving this. It doesn't matter what we talk about.
So,
I'm
Stacey, I
enjoying
will
the
tell
night.
you this, right? I actually have 3 sticks in my garage right now on our adventures. They're hanging right now. You got to let them age, but they're drying out. I'm actually going to make next summer. I should have enough to make 3 shillelaghs. My grandmother walked with a shillelagh her entire life, and it was like a second knuckle for her. It was like a joint, and she used to beat the bag out of us. Like, you'd be walking and you hear, ah! And it wouldn't miss a beat because she could whip it so quick that it wouldn't, she'd have it back in resting position by the time her next step went.
That's impressive, actually.
Oh, she was amazing at abuse, Dani. She was the best.
If you didn't see it, it didn't happen.
Emotional, she was amazing at that too.
Oh my god.
Is that where you got it from?
Oh Christ, no. I got it from like pretty much everyone. Yeah, no. All right.
Ian, a side note before we can jump back into this. Ian will drop a thought into your head, and then 3 hours later, you're sitting here going, motherfucker.
Oh, I've witnessed that. When I met him, I witnessed that.
Like, he will say one thing, and then you'll sit there hours later and think about it and go, that son of a bitch.
So here's the thing. If you're going to drop a bomb on someone, you need to typically have the respect for them to actually understand it. And if you know for a fact they're not going to understand it in the moment, you give them something to chew on. And it's impossible not to respect someone that hit you with a delayed bomb. Because you're like, that was so fucking intentional. He knew hours from now I'd be thinking about this, and I just fucking got it. And so it gives a level of import, and it gives a level of respect to the comment.
It does. And you don't forget it then either.
No. Those ones are permanent. Because
Dani, just bring Leo onto the show.
Dude, he went walking. I don't even know. He probably went to yell at Rob or something. I have no idea.
Well, Rob was peeking in earlier.
Was he?
Slender Man.
Yeah, like Slender Man over there and shit.
Oh my god! I didn't realize he moved the damn shadow thing.
Yep.
So I just looked when you said that. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Let me tell you. So the one time we had been out on an investigation, it was myself and Lori was crashing here for the night. And I think we were at New Egypt, and we were driving home from New Egypt, tired as all hell, right? We're like, okay, I think I was going to let her have whatever. We were going to set up everything and just go to bed. We come walking in, and he has that set up right outside of my door. Scared the crap out of both of us because it wasn't there before we left. Oh my gosh. Right out of my skin. Oh God. Can you guys see that?
Oh, yeah.
Terrifying. Yeah. So that's my life.
All right. So Ian, let's get back on track here real quick. You had mentioned something in the group chat with Dani, myself, and yourself earlier about some questions that you had. And one actually really popped out at me, and I actually,
because I have amazing questions.
He does, though.
But
take my question, sir. Take my question. Steal my thunder.
No, I'm not. I'm actually leading you into asking it. So normally I would, but I have a co-host, and it was your question. So go ahead.
So lead away. Lead away. You're stealing my thunder.
So I am not stealing your thunder. Jesus fuck. Just ask the damn question.
Hey, you're the one with the father-in-law named Thor. So you take. I didn't do that. I promise I didn't do that. Quit being pissy. You're not allowed to take your ball and go home. Ask the fucking question.
No, you had brought up about investigating with equipment and investigating with your senses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so in that
elaborate more on that.
All right, I'll elaborate. So I primed you for this. Don't giggle. We got this.
We got this.
So you have moved more towards the physical interaction with spirits and the physical probing and investigating with you as your instrument, right?
Yes. So yeah,
He probes a lot.
And so,
I mentally giggled at that a little bit. And I was like, I'm gonna let it slide.
oh no, it's fine. Trust me. Tim's
Like,
probably in
I
the
do too
sidebar
right
about
now.
probing. But how do you think that plays against the equipment users, right? Because the people that are heavy on equipment are saying like, oh, well, this is scientific data and this is actually
Yeah.
repeatable things. With the nature of paranormal evidence being so heavily subjective, right? How do you think it I could mount a probe, Stacy. We could have a mounted probe. But how do you think it plays against with that subjective nature of paranormal evidence? Like, do you think that the physical experience element holds just as much credence as like your EMFs and your EVPs and things like that?
I think there's like a yes and no answer to that, because a lot of what happens
I
when
mean,
you
absolutely, you can go yes or no, but since this is kind of a conversational thing, I'd appreciate it if you gave me
oh
more.
no, totally going to elaborate on that. So
I
one
need
thing,
more.
equipment can be great if you are looking for that moment of recordable data, right? That's a phenomenal experience. But for me personally, I feel like you miss. And I'm not saying equipment's wrong. I'm not saying equipment's bad. It definitely has its place in the paranormal, and it is phenomenal. I have.
No, Danny. No one took it as that way. We
Yeah,
just said that
no,
you're
I know,
going to
but
miss
like what I'm about to
everything
say
if
is
you're
going to make it
using equipment.
sound, yeah. And I
Danny,
do,
say something controversial. Oh,
heaven forbid. No, but like, so
Is your
when you're-
light like tone reactive?
right? That's what I was just wondering.
what, my light?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you went
Your
from
skin
a much
tone's
more neutral
changing.
light and you went, ooh, and it like went to this like sepia, like
There it goes.
and now it's
I
back.
don't,
And now
I
it's
don't
back.
know.
Your light's like a mood ring.
Right.
I take it. No, so
Jesus.
but like the thing with equipment is you end up getting so focused on your equipment that the reason that you're even there, I feel like it morphs for a lot of people. They forget why they started getting into the paranormal, or maybe not. Maybe I'm putting that on people, but you lose track of it's an
As a
energy.
man, I have never been too focused on my equipment to know why I'm in the paranormal.
No, never.
Not
One of very few. One of very few.
But you lose track of there is an aspect with when you put away the equipment and you use your senses and you use your body to feel what's going on around you. It becomes more about being in the moment. It becomes more about being an experience, like getting the experience, being an experiencer of the paranormal versus needing the data, versus needing to prove that scientifically, yes, this is possible, or yes, this is X, Y, and Z. It's more about having that connection, more of trying to figure out, if this is something intelligent, how can I connect with this? How am I able to connect with this? And it becomes a dance versus just staring at a piece of equipment. I feel like it's a much more, I feel it's more meaningful for me, because I know I tend to not use the equipment because I'm one of those people too. Like, I don't like social media because it's not that face-to-face. Like, there's that energy exchange. And I feel like I miss the energy exchange when I'm looking at a piece of equipment. I'm not catching everything I could if I'm looking at a piece of equipment. Does that make sense at all? I feel like
it does. Yeah.
I will tell you this. I've been investigating the paranormal probably longer. Well, I know longer than Ian. I've been doing this coming up on my 28th year now.
I've been doing it wider than you. So
yeah. Oh my God.
You have. The fuck was that, Danny?
Nothing.
Rob, clip that.
something.
But no, I'm just saying you miss 75% of evidence or personal experiences when you're paying attention to the equipment. No, you have these people that come out with totes and cases and everything else full of equipment. I investigated a location with a guy who had 36 recorders.
I believe it. And you can get really amazing things on that stuff. But I feel like you miss the moment. Like, yes, you have something you can take home and you can share.
I don't want to wait until my 90th birthday to get through all that damn evidence.
I actually have a question for you guys, and this is for both of you. And I know my stance on this question, but I'm going to ask you both, and please understand that this is a question for the sake of the question.
Okay.
To hear your answer more than it is to try and argue the question to be valid, because it's going to sound like I'm being very condescending. Do you think that because you're there sensing things, right? You're not there to get concrete evidence. You're not there to get something that can be proved, right? Or proofed through, review or anything like that. Do you think that makes you more of a tourist than an investigator? Because a tourist will come and experience the environment. They'll see everything beautiful. They'll have the experience. They'll have the belief. They'll have the strength. They'll have that whole thing, right? A tourist will have all of the experiences and all of the nuances and accoutrement of the experience, right?
Right.
But they aren't in search of something tangible to prove the experience.
Can I start on this one?
Of course
yes,
you can.
Go.
Yeah. Shoot.
Dani, please, you're the guest, by all means.
Thank you. I feel like it's not being a tourist. You're looking at everything from just a different aspect. You are digging deep into something and you're asking more on a personal level for an interaction. You're walking away with things that you can build upon in your next investigation. You're walking away with things that maybe you cannot necessarily show to the entire world, like, here, I have proof. But you have proof to yourself that you're able to connect that one step deeper. And you have those extra questions now to push yourself that one step deeper for your next investigation. And I feel like if you're just a tourist, you're just there walking around, looking at everything. Oh, yeah, I felt this, or, oh, I got touched, or whatever. And you're walking away and that's it. But I know when I go into an investigation, I do ask myself those questions to push myself the next time. Or can I get a repeat of I felt certain like emotions or something in certain rooms? And
so I guess, and again, I'm not trying to be an asshole.
No, please go for it.
Be an asshole. Come on.
Just be an
Come
asshole.
on.
Isn't that just the shell braid for the kid that came back from Aruba? Like, oh, I experienced this. I connected with the.
But it's not for everybody else. It's for me. I don't give an F if someone else thinks I don't have what it takes or I didn't get the experience that I got.
Dani, just drop it, please. Just once. Just drop it.
Well, Russell,
you're like the Southern grandma that has never sworn a day in their life, and I am determined.
That is a load of bullshit because I've been around her in person.
Yeah.
The vulgarity flows like water when you're live and in person.
It does.
So,
because the internet matches everything and holds everything forever.
That's fair. But I mean, I guess that's the real question, right? Yeah. So as someone that, I have a couple of pieces of equipment that I don't really put a lot of like credence into, right? And I am more of in the same tune with you. All right, Dani, just say it.
Am I saying it?
Just say it.
Fuck. Sorry.
You cut out there. I think we only heard Rob at the end of that.
Yeah.
On the private. It was
I just heard Rob.
Is that what you had said?
I said fuck.
Rob, yeah, that was.
I only heard Rob.
I heard that a second time again.
Ian, are we good on audio connection over there with Dani?
I think it is. Fuck Rob is all I keep saying. And now it's green. Now I swear to God, it's like
I don't know why my legs moving. Why?
Shifting.
I'm starting to get a little worried about what the heck's. Well, so okay.
Rob's in the living room with his phone going.
Yeah,
past him.
He's playing more colors than you guys. Rob, if you're doing it, change it to like a red or a pink.
Do it if it change.
Denise, you can stop listening if you want.
Oh, Denise, I will tell you this. Your husband's about to get packed with Rob.
Yep. He's about to get stacked and then packed.
Yeah, stacked and packed.
I feel like that needs to be an entire event. Like, I feel like this really needs to be a thing now.
I
Augusta
feel like
Civic Center, September 6th and 7th.
Do you have your tarot? You have your tarot going?
She does.
Okay, so being someone who also may have certain tics.
I can. Happy late birthday. Thank you for coming in.
I'm going to say a couple of things here.
Ooh.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
You're either
Are we doing the dueling tarots?
Anxiety because of the things I'm saying, because Russ has been nice.
Are we doing dueling tarots?
Or you wanted to do tarot? No, I don't.
No, you know what it is?
Oh, you got playing cards. Okay.
It's a nervous thing, just in general for me. Like, I need to fidget. Yeah.
I have a deck of cards in every vehicle.
Do you really?
And so, yeah, absolutely. So I have a deck of cards in every vehicle. I have a deck of cards in my office. I have probably 30 decks of cards in my house.
Nice.
There's like at least 2 on every floor. Our main floor has probably 25 or 30. Because it's my happy place. Like whenever I'm stressed or anything like that, I can shuffle.
Yeah. It becomes a catch-all for like just like recentering almost for me.
Yeah.
For me anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I either play with a pen.
Russ, we already talked about people that one up and try and join the conversation when it's relevant.
Oh my God. Poor Russ.
I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, now look, see what you did.
Sad Russ. He knows I'm going to bring his ass right back up. I'm not going to let him hide in the corner. He knows I'm only joking anyway.
But yeah, and it's nice too because like, if I'm in the middle of like just even a boredom shuffle, and all of a sudden I think,
like,
what is that?
That's a sex toy. That's a bedroom thing. And it's got the holes in it so that it makes the little pucker marks when you give it a good.
Like cracks.
I just like hearing the air go through the holes. Moving on.
The air.
Moving on, Danny.
Anywho, so we technically have. Yeah, and now
can't win to lose. Jesus Christ.
Recentering. So Russ typically has questions. I actually have one question.
Ooh, okay.
So because you are a sensing with your senses person, right? Mm-hmm. This question I think is actually kind of important because a lot of folks that deal with equipment, right, will get a lot of feedback and a lot of different responses from high electromagnetic areas, right? So if you have a lot of underlying shale or slate, you're going to get a lot of interference with EMFs. If you're near, particular types of broadcasting towers, not EMFs, EMPs, and the K2s. If you're around a lot of different radio broadcasts, you can get the EMF interruptions and things like that. But as someone with senses, what is like your favorite experience or location that like has really resounded or had the biggest effect on your perspective of your method?
As far as when it comes to how I'm able to sense things and like the moment.
Leo has an answer.
What was that?
I said Leo has an answer.
Oh, Leo always has the answer. No, I think one of my bigger actually 2 of my biggest moments as far as senses go with an investigation and dealing with the paranormal and with people in the paranormal. 2 of my bigger ones actually happened at the Shanley Hotel.
Okay.
It's one of those locations where you walk in and it's just beautiful. You walk in and it's just well put together. Kelly just does an amazing job of keeping that place looking the way it does. And there's a vibe of being very comfortable when you first walk in and then you get into the investigation. And here's the thing too. I think sometimes it's the people that you investigate with that will change the way you interact with an investigation as far as energy. And it always just seems to be a lot of eager people to like get Shanley like brings in the people that are really excited to go do anything,
Just a bunch of eager beavers.
Yeah. But so I can actually feel the difference. So like 3 floors there plus the basement, but I don't really like the basement. I'm not a fan of the basement there. Just energetically wise, I'm not a fan and I haven't figured out why yet. Like I'm still trying to figure that out. But by the time I get to the third floor, you don't feel like you're alone. And just knowing that you can feel like people are crowding in around you, and there's really like maybe one or two people up there with you, and being able to figure out which room you should go to like have the people that want to use their equipment, and to know that it might be a more successful event in that specific spot because of where you're feeling pulled. Just that, and being able to interact, right? Like having those, you feel like something's in this one room, so you sit in that one room, and then
Yeah.
you start talking, right? And then all of a sudden you start getting and you're not using equipment at that point. Like Rob and I, the one time we had been up on the third floor, and there's a room that they call Adam's room, right? And then there's a story that goes to the energy that's supposed to be in there. And we're sitting there vibing it out. I think at one point I had Estes on, which I feel like sometimes Estes for me, it, because you're cutting out some senses, it actually brings out other senses.
Yep.
So I was under Estes, I was vibing out. He's asking questions. All of a sudden the door opens. He gets me out of Estes. He's like, watch this. And we're trying to interact with the spirit, and the door closes, and we ask it to like, it was communicating with us. And that just all happened off of vibing out where we should be to begin with. So I feel like using your senses in that way can be very beneficial for everybody. I don't know if I even came close to answering your question, but
no, Shanley Hotel, vibing out.
Yeah.
And so you said that you're not really sure why you're uncomfortable with the basement.
Yeah, because okay, with basements, and hear me out here, because I don't understand electrical anything, but like your basements usually hold like, you know, the utility boxes and all of the electronic, that's not even a word.
It is now.
It is electronical.
But like, so there is a chance of having more EMF coming off of man-made equipment there, right? And I know I'm one of those people, when people have an EM, those pumps, what are those called? EM
pumps.
Okay, EM pumps. I feel that in my chest, like everything gets. Like,
I do too.
I don't like those. I don't do well around those.
So it overloads you.
Yes. So I'm thinking like that might be a reason for not liking basements in a lot of places, because that's where a lot of the electronics and everything, and like the heaters and water pumps and.
See, that's what's really funny is I normally don't go into locations alone or like walk around places alone.
Yeah.
Not because I'm scared, because if something happens, I want somebody to be there to be able to verify that.
Right. Yeah. Because otherwise,
the basement at the Hearthstone Hall here in Rockland, Massachusetts, which is a location that WPPS helps run and preserve, I feel completely comfortable in that basement.
Yeah.
I sleep in there.
I could walk down there by myself, sit down there all alone, not a problem.
No joke, Danny. We'll have rentals, and I'll just be bone ass tired, and like I'll go down into there's an old shooting range in there.
I've seen it.
And I'll go to the end of the shooting range
and just sit there
underneath the actual drop slat, and I'll lay down. I'll go to sleep, and I am perfectly comfortable in there.
Yep. And we've had so many investigators, Ian, say they're uncomfortable in the basement and everything, and it's like,
well, look, we had a lot of people say they were uncomfortable in the basement for a while, and lately we've been having a lot of people saying that they're getting children down there.
A lot of activity.
Which is wild, because I think there is something about basements, the nature of it, right? It is below ground level.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, like, there's just some weird connectivity between the idea of being buried and being in a basement that just, I would think if I was a spirit existing beneath ground level, I would be very uncomfortable, because it would be too much of a throw in my face of where my actual body is.
You have a chance to roam, and yet you're stuck in one place.
Well, no, not even necessarily the stuck thing. It's like, all right, if you think, and don't answer any of these questions, just internalize, answer these.
Process.
Right? If you think of a traumatic experience or something that you've had like around food, right? Like something that you've ate that you immediately threw up or it made you sick and you just feel really alienated from that food, right? For me, it's Lipton soup, Lipton chicken noodle soup. I can't look at it, smell it, taste it, see it, fucking anything. I have a problem with Lipton instant noodle soup. It's the same thing to me in my head as if I was a spirit and I were to be underground, right? That feeling would be the same to me, where it's not necessarily a feeling of like repulsion or anything like that, but just a like discomfort and an unsettled nature about spiritually being in a place where I physically am.
Haha, I'm in danger.
Physical.
I can see that.
You see what I mean? Like, I don't know if
I
I'm explaining it well, but
I think you should be able to. Okay, so in that scenario, I would kind of feel, I don't know if trapped would be the right word, but like you should be able to be free from wherever the heck your body actually is. So
well, but yeah, so like even if it's disconnected from the body, so like let's say I'm the next town over,
Mhm.
like my graveyard's the next town over, but they put my body to rest 6 feet under.
it's
Right.
it's like a symbolic thing at that point.
Well, how high are most basements? What's the actual height of most basements?
8 feet.
Is it 6
7.
feet? 6.
7.
It's 7. It's 7 feet. But so when you're there, there should be 6 feet between you and the rafters.
Yeah, it would be.
And so
Now I understand the Lipton soup reference. Like I understand that a little bit.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
to me, it's an unsettling parallel.
Mm-hmm.
But we are past time, and Russ, on Compass and previous unnamed things that continue, had specific questions.
Not really. I mean, you know, it's one of those
To
things
wrap
where
the show and to put a button on it, to put a bow on it.
Danny, go ahead and do a 1-card reading for Ian.
For Ian, are you okay with this?
I am. My consent is implied.
Okay.
Is this partnership going to work?
That's what you want to know?
This might be a one and done.
Dumpster fire, here we come. We're gonna be like that Punky Brewster refrigerator episode.
Oh my god, I have not. Punky Brewster.
Rob wants a reading.
Does he?
Just yell.
Pull
He
the
just said
death
pull the
card
death
for
card.
Rob, please.
What was that?
That was Rob's comment, not mine.
Yep.
Pull the death card for Rob. Nice. So I have Knight of Swords. Says to be the partnership for this. And so with your Knight of Swords, he is, so your swords are your thought processes, the clarity of thought, they're running towards something and a change and swift and cutting the bullshit, right? I always pull a couple cards to help balance this out. So you also got the Moon and you've got Temperance, right? So
Moon, here we go. No.
Jesus. It is not a full moon.
With the Moon, sometimes this can be uneasy feelings or things that you need to confront, but there's also a path here. So there's also this cutting through. So you're cutting through things that may have been uncomfortable or you weren't sure of, and you're finding your path. And in that process, you're finding a balance. So I think this is actually going to work.
All right. So the first card was me, the second card was Russ, and the third card's how it's going to end. Nice.
Exactly.
Let's sort your shit out, Russ.
Help me, Ian.
My swift, wonderful thought process is raging in like a knight to save you.
Wow. Sorry I gave him that narrative.
Danny, don't worry. I don't actually believe 85% of the shit that comes out of my mouth.
Oh, shit. All right. Am I pulling any more cards, or you kicked him off?
No, I didn't kick him off. He just turned his video off. I can't control
Save me. Save me, oh gentle knight.
I swear, if he comes back in costume, I'm done.
He just straight bounced out.
Oh my god. All right, I'm gonna pull a card for Rob real quick while we're waiting for you.
All right, yeah, go ahead and pull for Rob.
All right.
I shall save you.
Oh God, that is so perfect.
I will ride to your rescue.
My sweet prince. Thank you.
Rob got the devil card.
My maiden. I had it right the first time. I live in a house with a photographer. I can go get a red one, a blue one. This was just the closest one. Well, this one still had an earring in it.
Has an earring still in it? What,
Yeah.
Are you going to be a pirate with it?
No, it's a lady's wig. Oh, speaking of which, I am actually probably going to go to a pirate festival with Russ's father-in-law.
What?
Yep. There's one in Maine every year. It's called Pirate
Festival.
Fest. It's called Pirate Fest. It's in Maine.
I
Every
got
year. My
invited
father-in-law
before he
goes.
did.
Yeah, he did. And I
Wow,
married
I don't
into
know
the
what
family.
that says, but wow.
Means I'm an awesome fucking pirate. Rob, it is.
Whoa. And canceled.
So funny enough, I got Kim. She shared a video or a picture.
We're an 80s rock band on crack.
No, she shared this thing that said "Make America Merkin Again."
Merkin?
Oh God.
Make Merkin Great Again. And so she actually has the T-shirt with a little Cupid that says "Make Merkin Great Again." She's worn it like once and not in public. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Top Google search right now.
Yeah. And what's funny is Russ said before, like, "Oh, I've got to Google words when Ian's on the show."
Yep.
Merkin isn't one of them. I'm pretty sure you knew what Merkin was prior.
Yep.
Because of the conversation we've had in the past.
All right, Danny, you and your color
ironically
changing
enough-
lights over there. Go ahead and pull a card for Rob.
Oh, I did already. He's got the devil.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, so he should be living deliciously, and anything that is holding him back right now, he's doing it to himself.
Okay. So Rob.
So we're getting real now.
Yeah. All right. That was a little more intense than initially.
Rob has left the chat.
That's what devil means, bro.
Rob has left the chat.
He's just murking it to himself now.
I mean, go ahead and pull one for Ashley Merrill, Jeff's girlfriend.
Ask?
No, she did not ask, but I'm just pulling people out.
Okay.
Well, let's be consensual about our.
Are we doing this?
Our pullings.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 12 people watching, at least on my end. Does anybody want a reading? A one-card pull from Danny. We got a couple minutes and everything. If you want one, type up in the chat room.
So
Leo wants one.
13 minutes over, and you're like, yeah, we have a few minutes left, and we have one of the people that lead up the social media side that's like responsible for shows like staying in their pocket. But there's no one after us.
Well, we got Greg Bakken coming up at 11:05.
At 11, we are clear.
Want a card?
That's the only reason.
Sarah wants a card. Sarah wants a card. Damien wants a card. Big Daddy Andy wants a card.
Oh my gosh! Okay. All right.
Chris Smith wants a card.
Hey, Chris.
All right, I'll do Chris's.
You're gonna pull Chris's?
I don't know who Chris is, but
is it the Ace of Spades?
Sarah, honey, you need to rest and you need to let yourself recoup. You have 4 of Swords.
Oh boy.
With Sarah being sick, I agree with that one 100%.
Yeah.
Ian, we're getting the thumbs up from Sarah, Courtney, everybody. We're good to go.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just looking up at the translation of tarot to regular playing cards because that is a thing.
Are you looking at layman version?
Yeah, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just pulling stuff. All right. So
is this your card?
Oh, because we got to take out the face cards, right?
You got to take out the face.
Because there's not an 11 of swords, right?
No, it goes to 10.
Okay. So it's a 40 card deck.
For their tarot?
Yeah.
No, it's a 78 card deck. But you have your 22 major arcana, and then you have the 50 whatever the heck of the minor arcana.
Oh,
All
damn
right,
it, Ian, get another
I'll tell
deck.
you what, I got 40 of something. So I'll pull it for somebody. All right. Actually, I'll do Courtney.
No, actually, do Damien. Do Damien.
Oh, Damien? All right. Yeah.
And do it in your Irish accent.
All right. Well, let's figure out what we got here. Put it from the middle of the deck, not the top. Because nobody likes it from the top or the bottom. Somewhere right down the middle of the straight's the way to go. And so we have the 3 of Cups. Dani, what does the 3 of Cups mean?
3 of Cups is, okay, so
Three of
3 ladies cheersing. So it is either a time for celebrating with friends or a time for asking if it's a bad situation, who is the person that's your third party that you need to kick out? It depends on where you're feeling. If you're feeling really good, this is a time to celebrate with friends.
So it's the pub card.
It's the pub card.
It's a pub card. You know why
Let's go-
pub is so wonderful, right?
Let's go down and get a pint.
If you're having a good day, go to the pub. If you're having a bad day, go to the pub. Somebody's born, go to the pub. Somebody dies, go to the pub. Someone gets married, you go to the pub. Someone gets divorced, you go to the pub. Somebody's bored, you go to the pub. So the 3 of Cups is the pub card.
There you go.
The pub is the answer for everything.
And Damien agrees.
Exactly.
3 of Cups, that's the pub card.
All right, so Dani, we have Sarah, Stacy, Courtney, Andy.
Okay. So we did Sarah, so Stacy.
And Denise said you read her last night.
That sounds oddly intimate.
Right? Way to throw that out there, Denise.
Wait, what? All right, this is for Stacy. All right, my dear.
Oh, we can't forget Chris, the aristocrat. I don't know who that
Yep.
is.
Chris Smith.
Are we just doing one card, or am I doing how I normally do it?
You do you.
You do you.
Oh my gosh. All right. All right, Stacy, if you have a lot going on in your mind right now, because you got however many cards this is. What is this? 7, 8? I don't even remember. This is one of those cards. What the hell just happened? This is one of those cards where tarot is asking you to take a step back and ask yourself, where is your anxiety level? Are you able to sleep at night? Are you too much in your head? Are you letting your thoughts getting the best of you? Because this is like an internal struggle. There's like a little fight scene going on in the bed, in the woodwork of the bed. There's 2 people fencing. So someone who's up at night. The swords they're not very friendly looking right now. The fact that it's even going through like behind the person's head means this is very, very much someone who's in their head. So to take a moment for some personal care, some grounding, meditation, going outside, anything to like help yourself break this cycle of whatever thoughts might be flowing. I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
All right, is it Chris's turn, or are you doing 2 more cards?
Yeah. No. Let's see. We'll try to do these with 1 card. Okay. So Chris is next.
Yeah, I got this one here. I got a really good goal for Damien. I sent him to the bar.
Why would you not?
Okay.
So,
Wait, what happened?
What do you
All
got?
right, Ian, pull your
What
card.
do you have? Did you pull for
your
him?
card for Chris?
I pulled. Yep. I pulled a card for Chris. What do you got?
Ready?
Yep.
Wait, what do I have? I got 7 of wands. Okay, so
this is 1 of wands.
okay. So you have 1 of wands and this is 7 of wands. So 1 of wands means this would be the beginning of a venture, beginning of passions. This is something that you're very fiery about. So this would mean standing your ground and not letting someone tell you that you can't do it, because you definitely have the ability to go for it and you should follow your passion into it. You might have people telling, stop it.
What the?
Sorry, Leo was running away with one of my decks.
Jeez. I want to read cards too, Mom.
No, but like, so this one, so you see how it looks like there's people kind of like fighting against him. He's having to stand his ground. But the fact that you've got the Ace of Wands, meaning like the starting of a passion or like going for something work related or just the fiery aspects of life, I would say that this is something where you should go for whatever you're going after and just stand your ground because you're on the right path.
So what would you button that off with a One of Pentacles?
Ooh. So Ace of Pentacles.
Because you did 3, right? So I just pulled a third.
Yeah.
So this is a single pentacle.
That would be something where you're very grounded or you're very stable. So your Pentacles is very like earth grounded finances, right? And your aces are always the beginning of something or like a brand new energy coming in. So it kind of feeds into what we were saying, where this is something where you do stand your ground and you do fight for what you want, because this is going to end up being very beneficial for you.
All right. So Chris, fire off, dude. Full send. Whatever it is you're doing.
If this is the Chris I'm thinking of, Chris has some big things coming up. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Apparently.
Yeah, I'm excited for him.
My guy.
All right, so we had.
Fun. I wish I knew more about what I was doing.
He's doing good though.
Okay, now I want you both to pull a card, and this is going to be for our mother of the group, Miss Sarah.
Miss Sarah. Okay.
Oh, didn't you already do Sarah? She got the get better. Start resting.
Oh, she did. She did. Rob got the devil card.
Yeah, Rob got the devil card. Do we do more on Rob's? Because I only gave him one card.
Hey. Probably deserves one card. You nailed it. We're moving on.
Have we pulled Courtney's yet?
No, does Courtney want a card?
Yes, Courtney wants a card.
Okay.
All right, Courtney, do you want the tip or the base of my deck?
Jesus Christ.
What? It's a deck. It's a deck. You fucking perverts. Jesus Christ.
Everyone, thank you so much for coming along with this journey of Compass Curiosities, otherwise known as Cock. We are now officially canceled.
Oh, God. I don't know how I'm not going to be able to make dick jokes. But I feel like this will be the last episode I'm allowed to do it. Well, I've been thinking it for months. Every time he posts to the group, he's like, check out my COC. And I'm like, I'll pass.
Asshole.
All right. All right, Courtney, here we go.
Ready?
Yep. I'm going bullets tonight.
You are pulling bullets tonight.
I got the One of Cups.
All right. So Ace of Cups, Five of Swords.
Actually, all I swords is the only ace I haven't pulled so far.
Yeah.
I'm just starting shit.
You're going to be walking away from here. So if we're reading these two cards together, what we're going to say is you're walking away from a situation where you felt that someone was trying to get the best of you, where maybe something didn't work out exactly how you wanted it to. Because if you see here, there's this guy who looks like he's got a very ego-based victory and nobody else is really having a good time in this situation, right? So this is one of those.
Could be a Ferric victory. It costs too much to win.
Could be.
I'm learning.
Oh, so, okay. So because the Ace of Cups is here, though, you're walking away from this situation and you're getting this brand new rush of energy like that. The Ace of Cups is like, my cup runneth over, just like this brand new vibe coming into it. You're going to see why this didn't work out. You're finally going to understand. And that energy is going to be so much better than what you had before. I don't know if that makes any sense. But.
So do you want to do the third card or do you want me to do the third card?
Oh, you want me to do the third card?
What? No, I'm asking you.
You go fine. You do it. You do it.
All right. Here we go. Oh, Deuce of Pentacles.
Okay. So Two of Pentacles is a balancing act. So this is going to be one of those things where walking away may seem difficult at first, but it's one of those like you're going to have to balance it out, make the decision, pros and cons. Though, so in a normal Two of Pentacles, there's like a wavy sea behind the guy, and making that decision is you're gonna have calm seas, and you're gonna flow right into that Ace of Cups energy.
All right.
Anybody want a dog? Anybody, Leo? Anybody?
Leo.
I dig this, Dani. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm having a ton of
It's
fun.
working. It's flowing really good.
I don't know. I pulled a death moth.
Oh shit! Where did that come from?
I pulled a Glock. No.
My bag of death moths.
Oh, Because
That's totally normal, Russ. Not at all. Call it a wellness check tomorrow on you.
Thank
right,
you, Spirit Halloween.
You want to do Russ?
Should
Yeah,
we?
go
See
ahead,
if I can
pull.
pull that.
Yeah,
pull
come
that,
on.
that one of
All right, let's
swords.
pull for us.
I haven't gotten the ace of spades yet, so
Come on, Ian, pull me.
I'll give you a tug. All right, I got his first. All right, and then should I pull his third now or no?
Yeah.
Right.
Pull third now and set it aside.
All right.
All right. Ready?
Three of swords.
Oh, what do I have? Wait, what is this?
Didn't you just say you hadn't pulled any swords yet?
No. I hadn't pulled the ace of
8 of cups. What is it? 3 of what?
swords.
3 of swords, 8 of cups. Pull the other card right away because I need to know how to build this story.
4 of swords. 3 and 4 of swords. I pulled them from separate parts of the deck.
Okay,
no
okay.
bullshit.
Here we go.
All right.
So the 3 of swords. I don't know if you know what that looks like in a normal deck, but it's the little swords going through the heart. It's that one that like everyone uses as a tattoo.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Yeah.
Some form of disappointment has happened in your life where you're going to have to walk away from said situation and either regroup to yourself or realize that that situation is no longer part of, like, cut the ties, boom, cut him, walk away. And then what was the other card? The 4 of swords.
4 of swords. Yep.
In the walking away is this perfect time to rebuild your energetic spiritual stores, but also to reflect on what can I take from the situation.
Rebuild. That's what I'm hearing. Not Nicole. She's not. She's wonderful. I'm not talking about her at all.
No. Is this something that has... Ian, you know this very personally, and Rob, Sarah, Dani, you all know this as well.
Mm-hmm.
This happened to me months ago.
No, it didn't. It's still happening to you. Trust me. We have a private chat going on.
Okay, so yeah,
It didn't happen to you months ago, dude. It's actively happening to you right now.
To an extent.
Yeah. So
to an extent that it's actively happening. Yeah.
So this is your moment where it would be beneficial for you to completely either cut ties or walk away to the point where you're not feeding energy to it anymore and collecting your stores for yourself, like giving yourself that moment to rebalance, to give yourself that, okay, I've got this. I'm going to rebuild whatever the heck I want to on my own, because that story is no longer supposed to be in your life.
Ian's smug face over here is just too much for me.
But yeah, shit. Dude.
I made Dani cry. Dani made you cry. You know, it's what it is. What's the final card? What's your card mean?
What my card?
So I had the 3 of swords, which was
you had the 3 and 4 of swords.
The 4 of swords was walking away.
No, this was walking away. 4 of swords is the one where you're doing the rest, recovery, restoring yourself so that you can walk out of the situation knowing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was the one walking away, cutting ties.
Okay, so I just drew the card that was identifying the problem and then the solution, not the action.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, great. Frank Baccarat and Miss Cleo just read my life perfectly.
You darling out there, call now. I tell you your future. Be the baby daddy.
Oh, I miss those commercials. I'm telling you.
I do too.
What happened to her?
Dude, do you guys know what happened?
Away.
I don't know what happened to her.
Miss Cleo passed away.
Well, she did pass away, but she passed away broke and a felon.
Yep.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Like, I knew she was a
Miss
fake.
Cleo was from Brooklyn, darling. She was not Jamaican.
I loved seeing those little.
It was all a scam, and she got like
totally was a scam. But it was
she got prosecuted for it.
She got pitched for it. Yep.
Oh yeah, she got prosecuted for it.
Oh,
because there was like false representation. There was all sorts of stuff. Yeah, and she didn't have that little for entertainment purposes only on there.
Well, that'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
man.
also why the 11-year-old went to jail for securities fraud.
What?
Yeah, an 11-year-old made $3.8 million in the stock market.
I heard about that.
And he had a YouTube channel.
It just straight dropped his channel and
yeah, and he would be like, all right, guys, this is what you're going to want to do. And he did. And his people won. Like, they killed it. And then and then he sold ahead on one deal and they went after him.
Oh no.
And the only reason they were able to prosecute him was because he didn't have for entertainment purposes only in his YouTube channel. That's why anyone that gives financial advice on YouTube or any of these other things all say for entertainment purposes only now. However, I will say, fast forward the kid to 18 years old, he's worth 18.5 million. He does his own trading. He was able to keep like 50 grand of what he had made when he was like fucking 10. And he took that and within 5 years put it up over 3 million. And he does not give advice to anyone anymore.
Oh my God.
We're not going to talk about t-shirts, Rob.
Oh man.
But yeah,
I am digging the reading the cards with like the regular playing cards with the tarot cards.
I am actually too. This is actually fantastic.
Yeah.
I have my little ledger on the side here that tells me which card is which.
I love it.
All right, let me see here. Who have we not gotten to yet? I believe we hit everybody. We hit Chris. We hit Damien, Sarah, Rob.
We had the show, but not me. Can you pull your own cards? Are you allowed to pull your own cards?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's the biggest, easiest way for people to learn, actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll pull 2 of my cards and let you know what they are. And you pull one and.
Wait, who am I pulling for?
Because we did the show and we did Ross. For me.
Oh, for you?
I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I got my first and third card.
All right. Let's see where this plays.
Because order matters, right?
Kind of.
I need to get like sound effects to play, like the build up and everything.
Ooh, okay. What did you get?
All right. So card 1.
Jesus Christ, Damien.
5 of Wands. Why are we giggling?
5 of Wands. Leo.
I mean, hey, I'll tell you what though. That elongates life. They've already proved it. That adds. Yep.
How do I delete?
Reduces prostate cancer risks.
All right. Hold on.
All right. So you pulled what, Ian?
I pulled my 5 of Wands.
Jesus.
Pulled my 5 Wands.
Okay. So.
Oh shit.
5 of Wands, and then you got Strength, and then what was the other one?
I don't know yet.
I'll pull the other one, and I will tell you the story.
Ooh, 8 of Wands, a more accurate description.
Okay, hold on. I need to picture. What that is.
You need to picture the 8 of Wands.
Yeah, hold on.
Let me Google it.
He's already pulled 5.
Oh, I got it. I already know. Okay. Sorry, I Googled it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so here's the thing. So your 5 of Wands.
Rapid movement and action.
Is it
right?
That's what the 8 is. That's what the 8 of Wands is. Rapid movement.
With the 8 of Wands, when you look at them on the Rider-Waite deck, it's a bunch of the wands are just like flying through the air in perfect order, right? There's nothing keeping them from landing where they're supposed to land. Your 5 of Wands. Okay, so normally I would see them as a dogfight. This could also mean playful sparring also. So this is something where you're being challenged a little bit to use your wit, your intellect, in a way that makes you feel passionate about what you're doing, right?
Okay.
And you have the strength and the know-how you're going to land this perfectly. So you have this moment where challenged, right, in a way that is going to bring out your better qualities, or like the qualities that you're very comfortable with, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And you're going to be able to do this in a way that you don't feel offended. You don't feel like like with Strength. She's very comfortable with that lion.
She just got very dark with that. Like the room just like.
Did it? Is it because I'm like. like very comfortable in her own skin, very the confidence level is very high with the strength card. And the fact that you have the Eight of
And now
Wands.
she's lifting it up.
The Eight of Wands is everything coming into perfect order. So what you're moving into with this energy now is like you're on path, basically, if that makes sense.
Ah, cool.
It's a compliment sandwich.
I dig it. All right. So Dani, you're it. You're the last one.
Oh, am I pulling cards for me?
Well, I'll pull 2 for you.
Okay.
Well, you're not pulling Damien's cards.
We already did Damien's, didn't we? We sent him to the pub.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we sent Damien to the pub. You're not pulling Damien anymore, so don't worry.
We had the pub card. The 3 of clubs is the pub card. Ooh.
All right. Ace of Swords? Okay.
Pentacles.
Shut up.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. What's
Double
the other one?
bullets. Double bullets. That's the 5th.
We just hit the daily double.
All right. Do we have one more card? Pull me one more card.
Well, no. I want to hear these first 2 first.
Okay. So
I haven't flipped the 3rd card yet.
Ace of Swords for this one. It's a sword coming out of the fog, right? So you're cutting through the fog. You're cutting through the bullshit. You're seeing things from a different perspective. You're able to take a situation and see it in a different light than you may have seen it before. And it's going to give you that one step forward in the correct direction this time, if that makes sense, right? Ace of Pentacles?
Pentacles, yep.
Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles will be something that's very grounding. So this is something that this could be a learning experience too, right? So like you're moving out of a situation, like you're moving the way you're thinking about a situation, and you're doing it in a way that makes a little bit more sense, to the point where like you're not in an emotional state, you're more of a grounded state. And then what is the third one?
Cups.
Cups. 3 of Cups.
Yep.
The people coming together. So, okay, you're taking a situation that you had looked at one way. So this would be me, right? I'm taking a situation that was looked at one way, realizing that it was very clouded, very perceptions may not have been healthy, may not have been grounded in any form of actual truth or reality. And I'm finding that now with the Ace of Pentacles, there's the realities coming in with the clarity of thought and the groundedness, and then being able to say, hey, this may be probably, this wasn't right. Here's what I'm learning from this. Here's where I need to move on. And the 3 of Cups is saying, okay, this is like a time to now celebrate with the people that have been there to support you and love you. And then now you can see things the way that they're supposed to be. There's a lot more joy to be had in that situation.
Dani, you're speaking to your own privilege there. Like, take your own advice, pot kettle.
All right.
But it's actually really fitting. So yeah.
All right, Patrick. We have Patrick Doyle.
Oh, we're doing Patrick's?
He's been with us for a minute here, and
he has. And you know what, Dani, Ian, I'm gonna throw this out there. Once a month on the Cock Channel.
Okay.
Let's do 3-card pulls once a month.
Yeah.
Make it a reoccurring thing on a day. Like we have Terrible Tarot over here, and we have
not to do it on a day. Just do it on a day.
Just a day, whenever. We'll just pop on whenever.
Instead of a non-day.
No. I mean, time is just a myth anyway. So, I mean,
time is just a threat.
True.
By the socio-ethnic group in control of any given nation.
Please do not break out the quote. It started to.
All right, Patrick, I got your first one. I got your third one. Let's see how
you got your one.
2 of Swords.
8 of Wands. Okay.
I think that 8 of Wands beats my 2 of Swords. All right, so we got to draw again, right?
Is it this 2 of Swords? No, so 2 of Swords is... 2 of Swords, yep. I need one more card.
8 of Cups.
Ooh. Okay, so...
Ooh.
I knocked my table over. No, this is good. This is a nice storyline. So with the 2 of Swords, If
You
you
got
look
the
at
8
that on
cups,
the red,
8 wands, and 2 swords. That sounds like a tavern night if I've ever heard one.
it's definitely
Right?
a tavern night. No, so
Good
with the
God.
2 swords, they're like, there's a woman who's blindfolded with 2 swords crossing in front of her, and this is like at night. There's water behind her. There's a lot of emotional, like you can just feel the emotional baggage in this card when you look at it, right? So this is one of those things where you're at a crossroads, right? So you're at a crossroads when you're struggling with a direction on what to do with either a situation, a person, a project. There's something preventing you from just picking, right? Like you're either making an emotion or a thought, you're allowing it to be bigger than it actually is. And so in doing that, it makes it a little bit more of like you have anxiety. You have like it takes a little bit more than it should to make that next step, right? However, what is that?
That was just a playful play with someone in the comment section.
I see it now. So what you have is
I had both within arm's reach.
Ah, gotcha.
8 of Wands is saying that you don't need to let this situation take control of you. You don't need to let this anxiety build up, because really a lot of where that anxiety might be coming from won't even necessarily happen. Take that next step, because the universe has your back. Things are lining up. Obstacles are being moved out of your path. Even if you're not seeing it in this moment, things are lining up. And your 8 of Cups it's kind of like a luck card, right? Because like in the picture, there's a man and there's all these cups around him. I think that's the card. This is where I'm going because this is where I'm getting pulled anyway. So this is one of those, luck is on your side. Universe is on your side, right? So take that next step. Don't let something that potentially isn't even going to happen prevent you from going for something. Because right now,
It's the dude walking away from the cups.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Perfect. That still works, because you're walking away from the tension. You're walking away from the anxiety. You're leaving behind what's not supposed to be in your life, and things are lining up, right? It works. That's where I'm going with that. That's where I'm feeling pulled.
This guy.
That guy. Okay, there it is.
That guy.
That goes with the 2 of Swords too, because the moon and the water, there's the emotion there on both cards, and you're walking away from those emotions that aren't going to serve you.
Yep, and Patrick's saying it totally makes sense to him.
Okay, perfect.
So that is
Man,
absolutely fantastic.
I feel like a half oracle.
You are an oracle.
No, I'm only halfway there. I throw the bones. I don't interpret them.
All right, Bon Jovi, calm down.
I don't understand that reference at all. Bon Jovi.
I'm halfway there.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. This entire time, I've been thinking of different songs that like line up with everything Dani's been saying.
Nice.
Like at one point, she's like, "Oh, they're taking advantage of you. You know, they're getting the best of you." And I'm like, "Oh, Foo Fighters, getting the best of you." And I feel like most of the readings tonight have been like early 2000s, like alt rock songs.
Nice.
Yes, it has been. Yeah,
that.
I'm on the same wavelength as you, Ian. I'm thinking of songs like
No, yeah, the entire time.
Because I'm in my head over here singing lyrics. Like I hear a word and it just triggers it.
Oh, what are you drinking, Dani?
That would be water.
Everclear?
No.
If she just straight took,
it's a skeleton unicorn with a skeleton with a wine glass. It's perfect.
oh,
Let me grab I'll show you my bottle.
Let me see your bottle.
I have a Death Eater,
Oh, nice.
and he has proper 12. All right.
He does.
And just gotta stay hydrated.
Rob just asked if we can go back to Merkin.
Should we do a 3-card reading for Rob? Because he didn't get a 3-card reading.
Yes,
yeah,
do a 3-card reading for Rob.
But Rob, you can't get the devil with me, my guy. All I have is cups, wands, pentacles, and swords.
Wouldn't that be some shit if you actually pulled the devil?
Again?
You can't because there's no face card.
Whoops. Well, let me see. Is there a Oh, there is. So the Jack of Hearts is the confidant. The Jack of Spades is clever. Jack of Clubs is adventurer. Jack of diamonds is grounded. No. All right. So the rich man, the wise man, the calculated man. Nope. Nothing about devils or anything. All right.
Did you seriously just pull the same card?
3 of cups.
Okay, so you have 3 of cups.
I do.
Death. Jesus Christ.
And 2 of cups. So the 2 and 3 of cups. This is the second time I've pulled up.
Okay.
Great.
Hold on. I'm going to start playing Ave Maria right.
Well,
real
no,
quick.
death is actually just a rebirth. Death is not a
It is.
bad
It
card.
is a rebirth. Yeah, I know.
It's an amazing card. Transformation, rebirth.
And you could be reborn, Rob, to have 2 or 3 cups. Could be either
Just
one.
2 or 3. Just 2 or 3.
2 or 3. But
So
that's all it takes to fill it sometimes is 2 or 3.
2 of cups is
So
unions, partnerships, this ability to come together with meaningful information, meaningful connections to other people.
like
Right?
working.
Sure.
Yeah, just like it.
And through that connection, through that connection becomes a transformation, right? So a lot of this is, death, rebirth, the flower at the top. There's a lot of just you're letting things go that do not need to be in your life anymore. You're rebuilding, you're coming into this new aspect of yourself, of your life, of your connections. And then you got the 3 of cups too, right?
Bye, Leo.
He's like, I'm out.
The 3 of cups, what we said that was our pub card, the celebration card. So this
Yeah.
is through this transformation, you're building those connections are creating this bond that's going to be even stronger than you could even imagine, right? And this is going to be a catalyst for everything in your near future. So
So what I'm hearing is Damien and Rob need to go to the pub together.
yes.
Ooh, if Get Haunted's going to Europe,
We're going. I'm going. I'm in.
I'm in. Let's do this.
Dude, you're not going anywhere. I'm going. The last time I went anywhere with you, someone was taking secret photos of me to try and send back to the wife.
That's on you. That's not a me problem.
That was a you person problem.
Go fuck yourself.
If I could, I'd never leave my room.
Well,
So, Daniel, I hope you had a
This
good
was a
evening.
fantastic first show.
this was, by far one of my favorite shows I've ever been on. Thank you guys.
I think we need to do 90 minutes. I don't think 60 is enough.
I don't think 60 is enough. I think we need to do 90.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we bump the show length out a little bit. Give it a little more girth to really, swell into our space. It's the show's name. It honestly is. Like,
I mean, it'll grow on everybody.
or in, whatever.
Sarah 90 minutes approved.
Yeah, sure, Courtney. By all means. Just let me know. I'm terrified of what that question is going to be.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? A lot. And if someone else is, so this is one thing I got to admit, and I got to give Russ a ton of credit. Russ is phenomenal about like lining people up for the shows, like reaching out and like being like, hey, do you want to come on my show? I'm fucking terrible at that. Like you put me in the weeds and I can perform. I am a dancing monkey. You put me on stage and I will fucking dance a jig. But you ask me to line people up. I need this man.
You guys work so well together then. Do you see that?
We honestly do, because I have guests lined up until almost March right now.
Oh, damn.
So-
That's amazing.
And I have no idea what I'm doing on my show tomorrow. None. I'll figure that out at about 7:45.
7:45, right before, 15 minutes before.
Patrick, I'll tell you, bring the whole fucking family next time, because we are family friendly. We are child approved. Mikey tried it and he loved it.
It's a fucking shindig.
That commercial throwback.
Yeah. So, I'll do Ark of the Covenant tomorrow. Yeah, I'll go off on that for 60 minutes. I can do that.
I'm going to tune in.
Well, I mean, technically, it's currently in Ethiopia, and we know exactly where it is, but we're not allowed to go into the building because if we did, the Catholic Church would have a massive conniption. But whatever.
All right, Ian, we are at
past our time.
We are almost at 2 hours. So,
yeah.
You know what? Yeah. I will give you the honor, since I've done it for the past 2 years. I will give you the honor in taking Cock out tonight. I swear to God, if you stand up, I am going to lose my shit.
I was just going to say, I'm just coming off of the Facebook naughty list. So I guess I'm going back on. No. No. All right, guys. So I always say on my show, stay blessed. You know, that just whatever that means to you. I don't have any actual religious connotation behind it, but just stay in a place where you're constantly bettering yourself and you constantly are striving to find that next level of yourself and the next version of you that's going to carry you forward. And so with me saying that, Dani, do you have any parting words?
No, just thank you. I appreciate everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate this side. This was an amazing opportunity to learn a little bit more, even in the realms of tarot and mixing it in with regular cards. So thank you.
That was super fun.
It was so fun.
That was fun. And we will talk on the side about setting up something maybe once every 2 months, once every month, something like that. I mean, I think everyone in the chat room enjoyed it and we had some fun with it. We bantered back and forth and everything. Like Ian said, he always says something on the show. I always say something on the end of my show is, you know what? I can't do this without you guys. You guys are the reason I do what I do. And now I can say, you guys are the reason we do what we do. You guys being out.
No, don't let me in that.
Okay, I'm excluding Ian from this. We.
I do what I do because of mental issues. Like, don't. You're doing it altruistically. Don't diminish what you're doing by including me.
I'm just saying I do this because I'm able to do it because of all you out there faithfully listening, tuning in every week, supporting the page, supporting the show. You have another asshole now to support. You know, I have my trepidations about it, but I mean, it's worked out pretty well in my favor. Rob, you said you were going to bed. What the hell are you still doing in the chat room? Anyways, guys, Dani, thank you so much for coming on tonight. You know, Ian was over the moon to know that we had you on as his first guest as co-host. He's like, I got so many questions. And I was like, be gentle. He's like, what's gentle?
I will not ease into it.
Look, he has one speed.
Fucking go. And that's why I'm on the show. That's why I'm on the COC show. I got one
good Lord. All right, Dani. So tell everyone out there where they can find you, where they can get a hold of you, what they can do. You have prices that you do, like online readings, things like that.
So readings are always free. I don't charge for my readings. I don't feel like I should. And you can find me on Facebook through Divination with Dani. You can find me, Dani Marie, you can find me on the Get Haunted Network. I'm always floating around on there. And I have YouTube channels. I have Divination with Dani on YouTube and Get Social. And I can pop those links in the network if you guys really want them. And
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, Dani, we're going to take you off the screen here. But thank you so much for being a guest tonight. You know,
get the out of here. No,
if I could do like the kick motion, like, no. But no, Dani, wow. He just straight dropped her.
I mean, you said do the kick motion, so I did. I did the little flick.
Jesus.
And with that.
All right. Well, I guess I'm ending the show. So Ian's not going to know our guest for next week because he decided to pissily remove himself from the show because he wanted to be a baby. So he is now on a bottle.
And I'm not a baby. Russ is just being an asshole.
Well, I mean, you know, he is on a bottle, though.
What the heck? Hi, guys.
What the fuck? I'm gonna take away control from Ian. I swear to Christ. But you know, guys,
And we're all back.
and we're all back.
All
All right, so I'm gonna say this really quick.
Okay.
It's gonna be like one of those pharmacy commercials. So next week, Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Stacey Johnson, who is the female Pennywise. If you didn't know, there was a female Pennywise stand-in for It Chapter 1 and 2 because Bill Skarsgård was too tall to fit it in the sewer drain, so they actually found someone that looked like him and put him in. Also, she will be at the Maine Paranormal and Horror Con in September 6th and 7th in full makeup. So I got my work cut out for me. But guys, you have been absolutely amazing. Dani, again, thank you so much. Ian, fuck you for coming on. I regret having you as a co-host. But
As you will.
you're good. You'll stay around for a while until you get sick of me. But no, guys, thank you so much. You know, from everyone at the Get Haunted family, Paranormally Blonde. We have Greg Bakken coming up here in 10 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah.
4 minutes. Wrap it up,
Yep.
champ. He's got the
All
thrill
right.
now.
So, guys, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate it.